Well guys, as you can probably tell, surf's not on today, so gonna go for a ride. Yeah, weather's not looking too great, but hey ho, we'll make the most of it. I've got to get on the saddle for work, so yeah, let's go and do a training session. Let's get ready. So guys, nearing the top of the climb. I thought I would only start filming when I got to the top, otherwise you'd hear me huffing and puffing. Still am, really. Still got a few pounds to lose till I'm back where I was and I should be. Although the ones that love me tell me that I look good and I look healthy. Not gonna lie, I really don't like the spare tire. Now that I'm done dying up the hill, I can actually speak to you guys. So I wanted to talk to you today about saddles and bike fits. Well, I can't really show you a ruler, but bike, and I guess that's a bike, and I guess it's a fit for me. The reason why it's important to get a bike fit, and although mine was a little on the pricey side, it is totally worth it when you're buying a new bike, particularly if you're going to spend the money on it and you're going to be riding lots. It is so important to spend that money because you're going to be spending hours and hours on the saddle. So you need to be comfortable on the bike. The bars need to be the right height and the right distance, etc, etc. Francis has a million videos on all the different things that you need to be aware of, and basically saying go see James or somebody qualified like James and get a proper bike fit rather than the £50 one that you can buy at, like, I don't know, lower end stores. Not gonna name drop. Now, when I first bought this bike, I had a Pro saddle on with the slit in it, the slit. However, that slit was too small and I found that I was getting chafing on the thighs. Now, I just said you go and spend money on a bike fitter and then they might get it wrong. That's fine, because your anatomy is different to everybody. They can only advise you on the measurements that they have, and it's not an exact science unless you spend hundreds of thousands like British Cycling or millions or whatever it is. However, a fitter like James, when you have a problem like I did with the Pro, I was getting a pinching and a sore pain in my thigh, or on my hamstring, sorry, from the saddle. I asked and I mentioned I had this problem, and he immediately said, no, change my mind, don't go with the Pro saddle, you need to be on the Selle Italia SLR Boost, which that is Boost. Because it's the Boost, it's got a wider insert and it's far more comfortable. What I was finding with the Pro saddle as well, this bit of plastic here on the Pro was protruding out a little bit and was actually pinching my leg as I flexed the saddle down like this. However, with the Pro, it is now eliminated. So James has worked his magic once again, and it cost me nothing. Well, I mean, it cost me the initial payment, but James has been incredible to help me out afterwards. Obviously, if anything significant changes, I have major injuries or breaks, if I have significant changes or break bones or limbs change lengths, etc., I'd need to go see him again. However, for the small little tweaks that I have and I ask him about, He has been phenomenal, and he even offered to have a little bike check over because I didn't have my bike with me at the time, which, James, I'm hoping, even though it's been like nearly 2 years, if I see you again, you might just give me 2 seconds of your time just to make sure I look good. Otherwise, just look at the videos if you're seeing these sooner than later. Otherwise, guys, I'm gonna hit the road now. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. And then when I get back to the house, I'll give you a little bit more of a run through of the differences between the two saddles. I had an audience this entire time. I don't know if you can see them over my shoulder. A couple of them are giving me really funny looks, so before I get mugged in the countryside or mobbed by truckers or traffic, I'm gonna get going. Well guys, here we are again. This is meant to be part of the joke of the title, but bikes had a wash. I guess it's time the cyclist had a wash. Yeah, boy! Ooh. Oh. Whew. That's fresh. So I'm now dressed and warm, and I thought I would just discuss a little bit more about the saddle choices that I have made in terms of changing them and the reasons why. As I mentioned before, I was riding this one. This is the Pro, which is a Shimano company, and I have now changed to the Selle Italia Boost, as I showed you earlier. And when I compare these two together, you can see the differences there. The main difference being the gap in the saddle. It is much wider on the Selle Italia Boost than it is on the Pro, and I find that far more comfortable. And the other thing that I mentioned before, as I want to show you, is this little bit of material here and the little bit of plastic. I get caught every time on my thigh, whereas Selle Italia, if you notice the difference between the two shapes, Selle Italia bring their saddle down a lot more where it meets the plastic, where Pro have tried to keep it a little bit more minimal, and therefore it catches me on the Pro, but on the SLR it is far more comfortable. So one thing I would definitely recommend is don't just listen to your butt and think that you need to do more miles on the saddle. Sometimes it can actually be a change in the saddle will do a world of difference. And like I said before, it was a lot of money. However, it is certainly well worth the investment. If you're going to be spending thousands of pounds on your bike and hundreds and thousands of hours on your bike, it is so worth spending a little bit of money to go to a professional who will set you up correctly on the right bike, in the right position, on the right saddle. Granted, I had to change it. I spoke to my fitter, James, about it. He advised me on a different saddle, changed it, done. Didn't cost me more to get his opinion. He just advised me on the next saddle, and he now recommends this Sella Italia Boost. For now, guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna end it there. Hope you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe.